Cattlemen and women from across the country gathered at this year's annual industry convention and NCBA trade show in Denver. But there were also plenty of people from right here in Colorado who attended. I had the chance to talk with Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper about his message to cattlemen. We're here today with the newly minted governor of Colorado, Governor John Hickenlooper. Governor Hickenlooper, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Well, I grew up outside Philadelphia and came out west back in the mid-1970s. Got a master's in geology, figured out a way to stay out here. Moved out and started working as a geologist in 1981 and had 5 great years in the oil and gas business, and it collapsed and I got laid off. Our company got sold and I ended up opening a restaurant that brewed its own beer. So a brew pub, and it was the first one in the Rocky Mountains, and we built that into a bunch of different restaurants. And about 8 years ago, some crazy fools talked me into running for mayor of Denver. And, you know, I was frustrated like so many people that there was no small business common sense in local government. So I said, no one's going to elect me because I'm not a politician. I never ran for student council or class president or anything. And somehow I won 2-1. So I was that for 8 years. And then this last November, the citizens of Colorado elected me governor. So now I'm back on another. I had to learn a lot just to figure out how to be mayor. Now I'm on that same steep learning curve, but I love it. I mean, I got to drive. I was in all 64 counties of Colorado in the last 12 months, and I, got to meet and sit at people's kitchen tables and hear about their dreams and aspirations and their challenges, and how do we get government out of the way of people trying to make a living and build this country.
Well, you were just recently inaugurated, if you will, as governor, and it was an awful cold day then, too. Tell us a few of the goals you have for the state.
Well, right now the focus is clearly on jobs and the economy. We're trying to, one of the things we did each year when I was mayor was made the number of city workers smaller. There's so many baby boomers retiring. This is a great time. If you really believe that you can make government smaller and yet do more, provide more services, do a better job of teaching our kids, keep more snow off the roads, which on a cold day like today is important, this is a perfect time to do it. So we're trying to get talented people to leave their high-paying job in the private sector and give us 3 or 4 years in public service. And we've been pretty lucky so far. We've got a great team of people in the cabinet, and I think we're going to try and reinvent government, try and get people back to work, try and get government, cut the red tape. We need some regulation. We've got to figure out any bureaucracy, whether it's government or business, has a natural tendency to cover their flank, create more rules and protections, and what becomes red tape, we're going to go after it. We'll see what we can do.
And what about agriculture? A lot of people think of Colorado as mountains and the ski slopes. They don't realize how diverse our industry is. What would you say in terms of the importance that agriculture plays in this state?
Well, one of the great joys of the campaign was getting to go out on the Eastern Plains and spend real time with people. And we went to dairy farms and feedlots and met a lot of sheep ranchers out in northwestern Colorado. Tried to really get a flavor of all the different agricultural enterprises. One of the things I didn't know was Colorado was such an innovator, right? A lot of the dryland farmers have ways of injecting seeds so they don't have to plow. They save 10 or 15% of the amount of water they need. Some of the different irrigation techniques that were pioneered in Colorado. Part of my goal, to realize that a secure, safe source of food is so close to your major urban areas is, I think it's part of our national security. And so we made a real, my 8 years as mayor of Denver, one of the things we worked on was for the whole metro Denver area. Our water utility, Denver Water, supplies water to about 1.2 million people, almost a quarter of the state. And over the last 8 years, we've cut that per capita consumption by 35%. And the goal is to say, all right, how do we make sure there's more water for our farmers and for our ranchers, because they're part of our future.
And one last quick question. What would you say to the folks from all across the United States, the beef producers that came here to Denver for this convention?
Well, it's a little cold today. It'll be warmer tomorrow, and I'm going to sign an official proclamation, make sure it really warms up on Friday.
Fantastic. Thank you, Governor Hickenlooper. We appreciate your time.